Once again, I'd like to welcome you guys back to Hollywood Insiders. And I'm your host, John Chaff. Today our spotlight is on the revolutionary R&B jazz vocalist Billy Paul, best known for his 1972 Grammy Award-winning #1 smash hit, Me and Mrs. Jones. Billy Paul was a foundational force behind the iconic Philadelphia soul sound alongside Gamble and Huff. But there are much more to this story than a single love song. We dive deep into the jazz years, performing with legends like Charlie Parker, his pivot to political charge anthems like Am I Black Enough for You, and how he risked his mainstream career to advocate for the civil rights movement. Watch as we explore his versatility, great vocals doing impact on social conscious music. Don't forget to share and subscribe and hit the bell for the notification. That way you do not miss out on this awesome look back at these legends, especially in the music industry, like Billy Paul. And occasionally we would do movies as well. So down in the comments, if you do want me to do a review on your favorite star, whether he be a musical genius or a actor or actress, then you leave their name in the comments, and I'll be sure to do a review on that individual. Billy Paul's musical journey began in North Philadelphia, where he grew up surrounded by jazz, opera, and a tight-knit musical family. Born Paul Williams in 1934, he was naturally gifted with an easy, recognizable, raspy, multiple octave vocal range. His mother exposed him to a vast collection of vocal traits, heavily influencing his unique style that blended jazz percussion with soul R&B with a childhood prodigy in Philadelphia. A radio debut at just 11 years old. By the age of 11, Billy was already singing for a local Philadelphia radio station, WPEN, quickly becoming a well-known vocal talent. The West Philadelphia Musical School. He received formal vocal training here alongside future legends, focusing heavily on classical music and opera to refine his breath control and tone, changing his name to avoid being confused with other artists named Paul Williams. He inverted his name to Billy Paul, drawing inspiration from a local disc jockey, sharing the stage with icon long before he became a global R&B star. Billy Paul was a fixture in the 1950 jazz scene, performing alongside of the greatest minds in musical history. Opening for Charlie Parker. At just 16 years old, Billy landed a dream gig performing at the Club Dalewood in North Philadelphia. Opening for jazz pioneer Charlie Parker, club dates, and Nina Simone. He shared clubs bills and developed his stage presence alongside a young Nina Simone, and get it out. And jazz singer Miles Davis. We all know who Miles Davis was. The Blue Notes and Club Harlem. Billy became a staple act of legendary acts, legendary jazz rooms, singing backgrounds and opening sets for icons like Dinah Washington, Sammy Davis Jr., and Roberta Flack. The military interruption. In 1957, Billy was drafted into the U.S. Army. Even in the military, music remained his core focus. He was stationed in Germany alongside Elvis Presley and future entertainer Gary Cosby, son of Bill Cosby. Together they formed a jazz band called the 7th Army Symphony Band, which toured military bases and kept Billy's vocals chopped sharp until his discharge. Meeting Gamble and Huff, the birth of Billy Soul. The turning point in Billy's career came in the late 1960s when he caught the attentions of producers Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. The Cadillac Club discovery. Gamble heard Billy singing jazz covers at Philly's famous Cadillac Club and immediately realized his raspy jazz vocal could be paired with a heavy R&B beat. The debut album. They signed him to their boutique label, Gamble's Records, and released his debut jazz pop album, Feeling Good, at the Cadillac Club in 1968, pioneering Philadelphia International. When Gamble and Huff formed the legendary Philadelphia International Records in 1971, Billy Paul was one of the very first flagship artists setting the stage for his explosive 1972 breakthrough with Me and Mrs. Jones. If you haven't heard that song, you've been living up on the rock. But that hit that put Billy Paul on the map. Me and Mrs. Jones became an instant global phenomenon in 1972, turning Billy Paul into a household name and earning him a Grammy Award. The song spent 3 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold this over 2 million copies, defying the lush, obscure Philly sounds, Philly soul sounds. The story behind the music. Spotted in a calf, songwriter Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and Gary Gilbert actually wrote the song based on a real-life event. Well, actually wrote the song, but yeah, it's on a real-life event. They used to frequent the calf in the building where Philadelphia International Records was located. And check this out. The man that actually sang that song, Billy Paul. Billy Paul had been faithfully married for over 50 years. Oh, so that was his character. So the man was actually different from his character. He started to sing the love songs, and this is one of his greatest hits. It wasn't one of those one-hit wonders, but this is just one of the hits that he made that hit the charts. And like I said, he had been married for a long time, so he wasn't even that type of man. The real-life affair. Day after day, they watched a man and a woman meet at the calf at the exact same place, played songs on the jukebox, and talked. They could tell the body language that the two were having an afflicted affair. One day, the man stopped coming, but the story inspired the iconic lyrics, Me and Mrs. Jones. we got a thing going on. We both know it's wrong, but it's been much too strong. So let it go now. So you can imagine the impact the song had on everybody. Well, you see what it has on me. The perfect vocal match. Gamble and Huff knew the track needed a vocalist who could bounce the smooth, with raw, agonizing heartbreak. Billy Paul's jazz background allowed him to improvise the iconic soul intro and the agonizing, the emotional delivery that made the song a masterpiece. I better get it out. I still play the song today. That song about as old as me. I'm 64. The ultimate career peak, the 1973 Grammy win. Billy Paul won the Grammy Award, the Best R&B Vocals Performance, male, beating out heavyweights like Ray Charles, Curtis Mayfield, and Isaac Hayes. Global stardom. The track broke through internationally, reaching the top 15 in the UK and making Billy Paul a massive star across Europe and South America. The commercial boom. The song propelled his album 360 Degrees of Billy Paul to platinum status, solidifying Philadelphia International as a major rival to Motown. The shocking career backlash. The massive success of Me and Mrs. Jones actually set Billy Paul up for one of the most controversial career ploughs in music history. The father of choice mainstream pop audience expected another smooth, romantic ballad. Instead, Billy Paul and Kenny Gamble decided to release a political, pro-black pride anthem. The next single, Am I Black Enough for You? The radio boycott. White pop radio station completely picnicked it and refused to play the track. Even many conservative black radio stations pulled it from rotation. Featuring this song was too aggressive for mainstream ways. A legacy reclaimed. While the song effectively detained his mainstream commercial momentum overnight, Billy Paul never regretted it. Decades later, Am I Black Enough for You became a relevant cult classic and a fundamental anthem for the hip-hop generation and social justice movement. Billy Paul was far more than just one-hit wonder. He was a musical architect who poured his heart, his jazz roots, and his political conviction into every note. From the smooth, heartbreaking heights of Me and Mrs. Jones to the fearless, uncompromising stance of Am I Black Enough for You? Billy Paul risked mainstream stardom to stay true to his message and his community. He remained a foundational pillar of the Philadelphia soul sound, and his music continues to inspire a generation of artists today. But we want to hear from you. Do you think Billy Paul made the right choice by releasing Am I Black Enough for You right after his biggest commercial hit? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into a true soul pioneer, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Hollywood Insiders. and turn on notification so you never miss out on our next music history spotlight. So we thank you for watching and tuning in to each and every episode. And as you can see, sometimes when I look back on that, do a review on some of these different artists, their music and their work, same way it affects me. You can only imagine how it affects the global audience and international audience as well. Again, we thank you for watching and tuning in to each and every episode. Again, I am John Schaff, and we'll see you in the next review.